guys, it's Tessa. So I figured today we could talk about some of my spring/summer knitting plans and some like inspiration I have for that as well. In lieu of this, I am wearing my ranunculus because it is so cute and I need more reasons to wear it. This is honestly a great pattern for like a spring/summer top, so that'll be like our number one here. But with this, I don't know kind of what order I'm organizing this into. I basically went on Ravelry and I took a crap ton of screenshots. So I think the way I'm going to do this is we're going to do tank tops as a category, and then like t-shirt style, like the ranunculus is its own category. We'll start with tank tops, we'll go from there. First one, which I also talk about in another video, is the oolong tank. This is a lace center and the lace pieces come up through the collar as well, which is really cute. But the oolong tank I think is really cute. One of the things about it that I really like is the lace detailing. It is like, it's supposed to be like a leaf pattern almost. I just think it looks so darn cute, I won't lie. And then we have a fan favorite that I also mentioned potentially making in my like make 9-ish video earlier this year, and it's the Tulsta Tee by Rebecca Clow. She also has, I think, the Tulsta tank as well, which is the same pattern, just the tank top version of it, which is cool. I really like this. Everyone who I know who's made this really likes it. It's your standard, I think, it's your standard raglan construction. And then I believe in this pattern as well, she also includes like how to do the stripes, or how to add like eyelet rows, or how to add like texture rows, and so on and so forth. She tends to add a lot of things to her patterns, especially like her newer ones. She released a pattern recently that I think has like 7 or 8 different like modifications you can make, and they're all included in the pattern, which is cool. I love that I said we would do tank tops first and I went straight to t-shirts. Let's try that again. Tank tops. The Cami number 9 by My Favorite Things is one that I've been very interested in. Somebody here on YouTube called Candid Knit, I love her. I cannot elaborate on how much I love her, but she made the Cami number 9, and that was the first time I ever saw it, and oh my gosh, do I love it. I think it looks so cute. It definitely has that like standard tank top like style to it. It's very simple, very sleek. I believe as well the ribbing area around the arms and up in the collar here are folded over instead of like normal ribbing, which I think also adds like a really nice look and sleek look to the item. Next tank is the Mini Mock Neck by Jessie May Designs. This is the same person who did those 2 tops. I made the blue one and the black one. I'll put pictures here if I have them. But she's the same designer who made those. I have a couple things from her on this list actually, if I'm being honest, because I like a lot of her stuff. And a lot of it's made with either fingering yarn or like a DK with larger needles to kind of get that drape. This only happens when I'm talking a lot. I keep freaking yawning. Okay. But it's got this mock neck, so it's a slightly higher neck. And it's also like a crop style, which I think is really cute. But yeah, it has your simple, your standard ribbing on the collar. And then it looks like they don't do any ribbing on the armholes. Next is the Mixed Rib Cami by Florence Miller. This is also another pattern that Candid Knit made. It is your kind of standard like tank, other than it has 2 stitch repeats. First one is like a twisted rib where the front is twisted and the back isn't, and then the second set is just your normal knit stitches, which creates this very nice like visual thing to look at. Also, one thing Candid Knit said in her video was that it was a little bit of like, you have the mindlessness of it, of the knit, but you also have the like needing to do the twisted rib portion, and so like it makes your brain kind of do a nice little sequence. I have 2 more tank tops, and then I'll go to the tees because of course I have a million of those. Next is the Thea top by Susan Miller. It's once again your like standard tank top. Really, the only difference between this one and what looks to be like the Cami number 9 is the ribbing. And it's also not as tight of a fit. Cami number 9 is a negative ease pattern, which I don't know when I'll actually make that, if at all. It uses negative ease slash, like, if you want it looser, go up a couple sizes. But the Thea top is a looser fit but same style, where the armholes, collar, and waist all have the same, like, just standard 1x1 ribbing, it looks like. Potentially she uses either the Italian bind off or the tubular bind off on the collar. I'm gonna assume she uses it. Yeah, she uses the same bind off on the armholes as well. Personally, I don't love doing the Italian bind off. I've talked about this before, I don't even know what bind off I do, but it's the only bind off I like to do. Because it's still stretchy, but it's not like buckling under pressure or anything. Our last actual tank top is another My Favorite Things, and it's going to be the Cami number 4. This just reminds me of it's such a simple design, but it looks so visually interesting. I think, if my guess is correct, which it might not be, I believe this is one or two stitches of knits and then 2 stitches of a broken rib stitch, which, for those of you who don't know, broken rib is just you do a row of knits like you would a normal rib. You do your knits, purls, knit, purls, but on the purl row, every other row you switch between doing a purl or a knit. So it creates this kind of extra texture. I'll include this photo here, obviously. But another pattern that does this is the purl jacket, which I think I talked about in a video. But again, Candid Knit did that one as well. You should go check that out. But that's all broken rib is. It's literally just breaking up the way the broken rib looks. So a lot of people, what they do is row 1 is all knits and row 2 is the knit 1, purl 1. And if you keep repeating that 2-row pattern, you'll kind of get a different look to your ribbing. The way I think this pattern does it, by looking at it, is it actually does a 2x2 broken rib. So knit, knit, purl, knits across, and then on the wrong side, 2 knits, 2 purls, 2 knits, 2 purls, so on and so forth. And then you keep doing that back and forth. And I think it'll create a similar pattern here. Obviously, it could be different. That's just from what I'm seeing on this photo, from what I can decipher from it. But I think this is a really cute tank. It also reminds me a bit of the Ripple Bralette by Jessie May, those 2 other tops I made. Just by the design, it reminds me a lot of the Ripple Bralette. I'm curious to know how the back looks, because one of my big complaints for the black version of that top is the spots where they have you keep 6 stitches so you can connect your straps is so far out. I hate it. It's so annoying. I want to fix it, but I don't want to go back and deal with fixing it. But essentially, the way those sit is they just constantly fall off my shoulder, which I know can't be just a me problem. So I'm curious to know how the Cami number 4 kind of does that, if it does anything like that at all. But yeah, so that's the last tank top. I do have, I think, one special-ish top. So this is technically a top. It's the Umbria Summer Top by Cookie the Knitter, but it is like a button down. I just thought this looked really cute because, again, I think this uses the same 2x2 broken rib, and then it also has a mock collar there with the button down. I think it looks really sleek overall. It really gives I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but it really gives Hamptons energy. I watch a lot of Royal Pains, and that's set in the Hamptons, and it's giving Dr. Hank energy. I don't know why, but it is. Or Evan. It gives a lot of Evan energy, if you know what I mean. Back to our normal tops, though. I talked about the Solstice tee already. Another top that I think is really cute is the Lacy Loop Tee by Other Loops. Now, I will say, before I talk a little bit about this actual pattern, like I mentioned for the Tolsta tee, I believe she includes how to do an eyelet section and a texture section, just like how it looks here in the Lacy Loop Tee. This is by Other Loops. I cannot remember if I said that or not. But with this one, it does have a different eyelet pattern that it shows you. I believe for the Tulsa tee, it's just a one eyelet row. This looks like it's 2 rows of eyelets, a couple rows of knits, a couple rows of purls, a couple rows of knits, a couple rows of eyelets, so on and so forth, as you can clearly see here. Also, it looks like it's done in maybe a heavier weight than a Tolsta tee potentially, or a lighter weight. I'm not really good at gauging weights for yarns when it comes to knitting. I'm much better about it when it comes to crocheting. Regardless, I think this pattern just looks really cute, frankly. I also love the little accent. It's a little bit hard to tell in this photo, but there's technically no ribbing on this pattern, it looks like. I believe the bottom is just done in rows of a bunch of knit rows, and then a row of eyelets before we get into our pattern repeats. Or a row of eyelets before we get into the ribbing stitches, and then the pattern repeats. Normally, in general, I don't support Caitlin Hunter. She's made some comments regarding Indigenous people and the usage of her pattern names, and it's just not all that pleasant. I haven't found a design similar to this though, so I wanted to show it anyway. I'm not planning on purchasing this pattern, but I still thought it was a cute style that I wanted to show you guys, and if you've seen something similar, tell me. So this is the Stromboli by Caitlin Hunter, and it looks like it uses both cables and lace work, which is intricate, but I think looks really nice and is really, I think this could be a really nice summer top because it is so airy because of the way the cables are done along with the lace. Oops. Next is the Rocket Tee by Tanis Lavalley. I don't know how to say it. But it's one of the only v-neck shirts I have on this list. I really like it. Again, it's your standard like t-shirt style. I believe it's a raglan. It is. But it's v-neck and I thought it looked really cute. Next is the Sylvan by Natasha, I'm not sure, Hornby. And it looks like this is done mostly in a like knit 5 or 6, purl 1 or 2. I don't know for sure because I don't have the pattern. And then the bottom portion does include some lace work, and I just thought it looked really cute because the lace work is included in the ribbing. So it comes to like these points like you see, and the spaces between those points are the ribbing to keep it from laying flat. I think it looks really cute. I'm not sure this is a like summer pattern in my opinion. This is probably more of a springtime pattern where it's not so damn hot, but still. Salty Air Tee by Samantha Gruen. Similar idea to the last pattern, however it reversed a little bit. The yoke portion of it is done with a little bit of eyelets. It's very minimal, so I think you could get away with like not wearing like a tank top underneath this or something. And then the rest of it is done in your standard like stockinette, and then the sleeves and body and collar all end with your standard ribbing. Really cute, simple. I think it just looks really nice. Another one that, okay, maybe I'm breaking the rules here a little bit. Maybe this should be on the fall list instead. But the White Mountains Light by Midori House, I think looks really cute. It is a long sleeve, so I know it's technically breaks the rules here. However, I think you could easily convert this into like a short sleeve version, especially since it's the same like raglan type of workup as a standard raglan is. So realistically, you could make it a short sleeve version, and so on. But I just thought I'd throw this in here because I just think it looks really cute and I did not want to forget about it. Similar to the Salty Air Tee, we have the Tulipan Tee by Laynette, or Leanie Home Simswai. I don't know how to say it. But a similar design for the lace work. It looks like it's again kind of like leaves a little bit, and then it's your standard stockinette. Okay, it looks like I forgot one on the tank top list. It's okay, I'm making up for it because of the Tolsta tee. But we have the Rhoda sleeveless top, which I just think looks so interesting. It uses predominantly lace work, I think is just lace work, and then small slim sections of like ribbing or ribbing adjacent, and it just looks, it looks so cool. It just looks so visually interesting compared to like your standard like tops and stuff. So if you are more of like you want something to stand out, make this and then tell me if you like it, because then I'll make it. Is the Flower Child by Woolen Pine. I thought this looked really cute because it's like little leaves and stuff and like little berries. I don't know if I love it though personally, but I still thought it was cute and wanted to show you guys anyway. Next is the Freestyle shirt by Susan Mueller. Again, your standard like t-shirt. It even looks like the sleeves are either rolled up in this photo, or the way they've done the the fold over section of the cuff, it looks like the way they've done it, they've flipped that visibly, so it creates like a nice stark indentation of where the sleeves like end, and like gives like a little bit of a design feature to it. I really like this though. I think it looks really cute. Similar to the Cami number 9, I believe the collar's done in the folded over knits as well. One of the last ones on our list here, I think I only have 3 more. We have the Lily Soul by Isabel Kramer, and it is pretty simple, honestly. It is mostly, the front section is cables mixed with like just normal knit stitches. And so the way it like moves up onto the pattern, I think it looks really nice. And then again, just like that first tank top, the oolong tee or oolong tank, same idea where the design, so for here the cables move up through the collar as well. Second to last, of course, like I said, I have another Jessie May Designs. This is the outline tee. I really badly want to make this and get the pattern for it. This photo, in my opinion, is not the best. I like a couple of the other photos I've seen more, but I think, I'm guessing here, and I don't know for sure, but I think the way this is done is right after the ribbing at the bottom, you add like 2 stitches in those sections, continue the project all the way up, and then I'm assuming you drop that stitch or whatever that we increased, and drop it all the way down to create that like gapping that occurs. And again, this design, once again, it just looks so cute. It comes up through the collar, it's straight up and down through the back, and you can also see from the image here on the very edge of the garment's right side or left side, it also comes up through the edge of the sleeve slash like this side, and I just think it looks really cool. Again, this is another one where I'm like, I think this would look really good, maybe done in a slightly bigger gauge potentially, and I think it would be a really nice like summer top for that reason. Lastly, but not leastly, we have the Moonset Tee by Ozetta. I will say I am starting to really like some Ozetta patterns. I'm a little on the fence with Ozetta still, I will say. I don't necessarily love most of the designs, but there's at least 2 designs so far that I found that I really like, that I'm potentially willing to make. And the Moonset Tee is one of those, sort of. I don't love the way the collar connects at the front, but again, that could just be because of how lightweight this yarn is. It could just show a little bit more of the imperfections. Regardless, once again, great looking top. Looks like it's done in a drop shoulder style with a v-neck, and then it looks like our sleeves are sewn on, or excuse me, are done at the very end. That will conclude our spring and summer tops for this video. Now, which ones am I gonna make? That's a great question. I'm so glad you asked. I really think I'm gonna do the Cami number 4. I don't know if I'm gonna do it this year, but I'm definitely gonna make it. I think I'm also gonna consider the Thea top. And then I think my next 2 that I also really like are the mini mock neck tank and the oolong tank. I think those are the 4 I'm looking at. Which one am I most likely to actually, also the freestyle shirt, that one's on my list too. Which one am I most likely to make the soonest? Probably the Thea top, if I'm being honest. I have some yarn for it that I think would work really nicely that I'm trying to figure out how to use. But I think the Thea top's top of my list. Anyway, regardless, let me know which one's at the top of your list. Let me know which ones you like the most. If you have inspiration for that Kaylin Hunter one, let me know. Or if you just have other patterns that I didn't mention, leave them below. If you want to see more from me, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!